it will not justify itself in the long run. Maybe I should have, though, because Final Fantasy X is still, it's pretty beloved, and there was an HD re-release not so long ago.
Why am I here?
Which is what I was playing, incidentally. I'm getting a network error. I don't know if that's inherent to the stream or if that's just... My internet's not even on. I'm not getting internet at all.
Oh, great. Then we're definitely disconnected again. Did this happen for Digibro versus everybody? Did you ever get
not
DC'd
really.
like this? We must be like raping the band.
But I was wired in.
Oh, then we need to get a wired connection, clearly.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I just lost so much
We're
XP.
live currently. I don't know if we were down. I lost internet and had to reload, so I lost whatever chat I was about to read. Sorry that it's so fucking finicky tonight. We will next time get a fucking wire up here, because this is gay.
Dude, I probably lost like multiple levels of XP. I'm not happy right now.
Well, lesson learned. Now we save more frequently.
Clearly.
You kind of look like a Ike from Fire Emblem, with that armor on.
A little bit. The blue going on. Oh, good. Good on the phone message.
Anton Williams says, I enjoyed Rebuild of Digibroleon and Compress Decompress. Thank you. Compress Decompress is definitely one of the more important videos I've made lately, in my opinion. Not just for the stylistic part. That was kind of like... That was just a way to find a way to edit it. Because like I wrote the initial script and I was just like, I have no idea how this can be represented visually. And then I thought, what if I just took the concept to like the super extreme? And ironically, that made it take way longer to edit because I had to write all that extra fucking flavor text. But it was pretty dope. It's funny because that's one of those videos that like got probably like the least views of anything of the month, but like it had shitloads of comments that were like, this is my favorite YouTube video of all time. This is your magnum opus. And I was just like, yeah. I was quite proud of myself that it went over as well as it did with the few people who actually like watched the whole fucking thing. You rushing to give Turkey Tom anime recommendations, but he said he liked Akira was the most relatable thing I've ever seen. It's because with someone like that, if you can like any anime at all, you can get into anime. Like, all anime is pretty much the fucking same. It's just a matter of continually moving your Overton window towards it. So, like, if you get in via Akira, there's no way you're not gonna also like Cowboy Bebop and Ghost in the Shell and, like, any other good 90s show. And then it's just a matter of bridging the gap. All right, well, now we've got you into Pat Labor. Pat Labor is a little cutes here. Well, what if you liked You're Under Arrest? That's got cute girls in it, but it's also like a solid 90s action spectacle. Oh, suddenly I'm getting you into Slayers. Oh, now you're into Outlanders and Project A-ko. And bam, now you're basically a Moe fan. And, like, you can do this to anybody. You just gotta find the right path to put them down, you know? And then they're never gonna fucking whine about anime fans again, because they're gonna look like a bitch. If you ever liked an anime in your life, you're autistic, is what I'm saying. You're saying justifying something with your mind is not correct, but you do something kind of similar. You're willing to say a show is good because you relate to something so insignificant. EX, I think, like, 1 or 2 points of what you liked Maid Dragon is because the characters... I'm not saying it's unjustifiable to enjoy a show on the basis that you can, like, construct something from it. I'm just saying it's not an argument against my points. If someone told me they hate Maid Dragon and they gave me a bunch of reasons it made no sense, I'd be like, yeah, like, that's acceptable. I would not write an entire thing about how they don't understand the show on the basis of what I read into it, you know? Like, that's my point, is that, like, yeah, I do the same thing, but I don't go around telling other people they're wrong to
Right.
think differently.
His position is as justified in his own mind as he wants it to be, because it's his taste, but it doesn't refute anything you said.
Right, exactly. Which is what I said to him. I said to the guy, like, you just see the show differently than me. Like, that's fine, you know, but, like, he keeps insisting that, like, my video is wrong. And it's like, my video is not wrong. It's just a different perspective from yours.
I gotta keep murdering these guards every time I come by this path. Just like, you're gonna have to give us money to get through here, and then I just murder them. And
This guy says one of my favorite videos by you recently was "You Will Drop Everything." I also consider that one of the most important videos of this month because that whole video is basically about embracing death through the medium of anime. Tom, what do you think of the idea that you will eventually drop everything?
I didn't watch the video, so...
Well, I'm asking you that's all it is. It's like the idea of the video is essentially that you can't ever really finish something because if you keep returning to it, your opinions and perspective will keep changing, as will the context surrounding it. Ergo, you can't really complete something, but you will drop everything eventually when you die.
Sounds like semantics.
It is semantics.
Semantics are gay.
No, you're gay. This guy says your fans are stupid and I hate them. Everyone knows that Stardust Crusader is the best part of JoJo, but as soon as you say you didn't like, it's apparently even worse than Phantom Blood. Erg. I mean, I hear people shit on Stardust Crusaders all the time. Like, Stardust Crusaders is often considered the worst part of JoJo by a lot of its fans. Personally, I don't get, like, okay, I read the Phantom Blood part in the manga and I loved it. And, like, everyone always says Phantom Blood's the worst, but, like, I only found out more recently that the anime condensed it into, like, 9 episodes, which is, it's like a 5 fucking volume arc. So, obviously, the anime did it no justice. And, like, when people talk about it being shitty, I'm like, I don't know, dude, it was pretty fucking cool when I read it, but... I haven't been keeping up with every video lately, particularly of shows I haven't seen. Is there any particular videos of yours you feel are a must-watch this month? Yeah. I mean, I consider all of my videos to be a must-watch because they all contribute to the overall narrative of my content. But, like, the purpose of anime, You Will Drop Everything, Compress, Decompress, Rebuild of Digibroleon. If you really want to follow, like, the narrative of what I'm on about, those are, like, the top candidates. The one I put out yesterday about, like, the problem with anime fan subs is, like, a good general concept video. Let me go look at my channel. Tom, did you put out anything you want everybody to see this month?
All I've been doing this month is coding, so no.
You haven't put out anything?
Nope.
Damn. What the fuck? How did I click on some other
I've
bullshit?
done nothing but coding. I'm probably gonna have to, like, unlearn everything I learned, which is kind of a bummer.
Alright, let's see. Satisfying video you should watch if you just want to see a satisfying video for 2.5 minutes. Oh, the No Game No Life video. I mean, if you haven't seen the show, it might not be helpful, but it's a good show, and I wrote a 20-minute thing about it. The finish or fail full dives are not necessary to watch, but they are a fun time. 10th Dimensional Daimao if you want to hear the sickest anime rap ever written. And Push Meme to the Edge, All My Faves Are Dead. That one's another one about just accepting transience and death, basically. As a big fan of Nanoha, I really enjoyed the 3-part retrospective. I can never figure out if you hate the series as a whole or like meh or like it at least a little bit. I have a complex relationship with it because I really hate the original show because it's fucking terrible. And like when I watched my experience with Nanoha was I originally watched season 1 and thought it was like the shittiest thing I'd ever seen. Then I watched A's and thought it was the best thing I'd ever seen. I literally gave it a 10 out of 10 at the time. Then they recompressed the first show into a movie, And because I had connected to the characters so much in A's, when I went back and watched the movie, I thought it was great. Then, years later, I rewatched all these things and realized that the first movie was actually not good at all, and that A's is just okay. Like, I think I had liked it at the time because it was one of the first things that had, like, a complex narrative that was also character driven, which I enjoyed, and I was not a narrative guy back then. I was just into characters. So, like, I was just, like, blown away that the narrative was at all engaging. And then I like Strikers, but it is kind of also retarded. So, like, all of it's like you can't ever just love a Nanoha individually because they all are pretty fucking stupid, but, like, they're deeply fascinating. I like Vivid. I like the manga of Vivid a lot. The anime was just okay. I don't think... Oh, yeah, and Vivid Strike was great. I loved Vivid Strike because it was fucking hilarious. Tomboy, what is an anime you hate with a passion?
Fucking. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that's like actually. I tend not to like hate boner on things too much. Just like the obvious things. Sword Art's pretty shit. I had to suffer through a lot of that because a friend I was watching it with like really loved it and wouldn't stop watching it. Berserk 20 whatever is kind of an abomination.
Oh, yeah, Berserk 2016-17.
Yeah, it was not great.
What'd you say right before that? I wasn't
Sword Art,
Oh.
of course. God, like what is? There's stuff I don't dwell on things I hate too much.
One man says, because someone was quoting me saying, if you like any anime, you're autistic. This guy says, everyone likes Pokemon. Is everyone autistic? Yes.
There you go. The answer.
Kappa X Digiboy asks, is May ever going to make vids again? Is she okay?
Wow, what a horrible thing.
Okay.
She says she's okay.
I want to make videos again.
She says she wants to make videos again.
Right.
I'm not sure if you're audible all the way over there, but May is in the room. She's right over there. She's also wearing an I Am Games shirt, but it's not visible on camera. Wait, are you wearing an I Am Games shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. I think it's hilarious that you changed into the shirt when you weren't going to be on the video.
In spirit.
It's just in case you happen to pass in front of the camera, the
No,
cameo.
just something
Yeah.
festive.
Festive is good. I want to like Maid Dragon, but I was bored as fuck. That's understandable. Not much happens in the show. Will you do other media like movies in the future? I don't know, maybe. If I see a movie I have something to say about. I did make a video about Speed Racer. I did a great analysis video on that, which then Film Crit Hulk totally ripped off. Like, granted, I watched the movie because Film Crit Hulk talked about it, and then I did a video, and then he later wrote a post basically saying the same thing, and I was like, why didn't he watch my video? I'm pretty sure I sent it to him. Fucking
Maybe he did,
fag.
and that's why he made the video. Oh, am I at the quest yet? I'm still trying to get to the main quest.
I just want to know if you guys are planning to play the Danganronpa series. Nope.
Oh, that was pretty definitive.
It's a fucking visual novel. You want to play a visual novel on a live stream? No.
There's like 3D movement in that visual novel.
I don't give a single fuck about Danganronpa. I couldn't be less interested in anything. Like, I find the aesthetic of Danganronpa totally revolting. And the concept totally revolting. Like, it's like the opposite of my tastes. In every way. As far as I can tell, based on my observations of it.
Forgot in this game you become an old man. Slog. I probably could have like teleported the majority of this way, but I don't know where I'm going, so we're just
This guy says, I haven't watched No Game No Life video yet, but the first 2 episodes of the show really put me off. Fucky bad logic. What was the bad logic in the first 2 episodes of No Game No Life? I mean, the whole rock paper scissors game was like, it's a little confusing, but I don't remember the logic being bad. Overall, people give No Game No Life a lot of shit, and they always say that like the games don't make sense. But I just watched the show, and all the games made perfect sense to me. It's just that the idea of the show is to think beyond the obvious logic of the game. Like that is the conceit of the show. Is that like that there are more rules than the rules, because if you think about why the rules exist or like what they mean, then you can basically change the rules in a more meta sense, or like observe them in a more meta sense, and like that is the point. But I love the show. I gave it a 9 out of 10 based on my rewatch. And it's Tom's like second favorite anime after Steins Gate, I think.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's somewhere in there.
Look at this guy's face. Look at this face.
I'd give her a poke. CapX Digiboy says, "Hi May, I look forward to more stuff from you." She says word up and gives a peace sign. It was pretty adorable. This is a Let's Play channel or analysis channel. This will be an analysis channel, the iamgames.fun. If you go to that channel, it is a games analysis channel which has unlisted uploads of the live streams in a playlist on the channel. I forgot to upload the last one, or I uploaded it but I forgot to make it accessible. And tonight's live stream will come right after that. But basically, it's just a collection of all the footage so that we can later make an analysis video about the game by discussing it with each other and then producing something that we create in conjunction.
Well, this quest is even worse than the last one.
Yeah, why? Is it a fucking...
It's a stealth mission.
Oh. How do you feel about stealth games in general, Tom? I know you said you played the Metal Gear Solid game.
I like stealth games. I hate when games that aren't stealth force a random stealth section on my life, like what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, it's pretty retarded. Especially when they don't have like a... Like when walking is not default, you know?
Very difficult in general. Oh, well, this guy's moving around. He's gonna see me. What is this? Why is this so bad?
What are 3 to 5 YouTube channels you used to love but stopped watching completely? This question is for everyone in the room. And since it's CapX Digiboy, I assume he means also May. Tom, what are 3 to 5 YouTube channels that you used to love but stopped watching completely?
Digibro?
Oh no! Did you ever like consistently watch my channel?
Yeah, at one point. I just don't watch a lot of YouTube in general at this point.
Right.
I'm just,
I bet you watch M. Dot.
I do watch MDOT pretty religiously, even though I haven't watched the thing about getting Ethereum and I need to.
Yeah, I want to actually follow that tutorial and get an Ethereum wallet. We're going off the grid.
I'm gonna try at least.
We're gonna get the DAT browser and fucking some VPNs and some fucking cryptos. And be real libertarian boys.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, can you think of any other channels? I used to watch Game Grumps pretty religiously, and I got completely sick of it because they ran out of new things to say.
Well, I hate this mission already. It's really shit. It spawned new guards right in front of where I was, and I immediately got caught again. I have to wait.
Fucking pain in the ass.
This sucks. And like, I wanted to hide behind this tree, and there's an invisible wall, so I can't go behind the tree to hide. So I don't know where it wants me to go to hide from these motherfuckers.
Maybe you just were meant to fight them?
No, because like every time you get spotted, you have to fight, and I have
Can
to
you
wait.
climb into one of those barrels or something?
No, they're breakable.
Alright, let me try to think of another channel.
Oh my god, this is so stupid.
Game Grumps is like the perfect example. There's plenty of guys who there's lots of channels that I like watch all of in a burst and then I sub to and then I never end up watching them regularly. Or like I do a couple times. But like stuff like for instance ContraPoints where like I was introduced to them, I marathoned all their videos and I was like, yeah, this is like good perspective. But then like a new video will come out and it's like 30 minutes about something extremely political and I'm just like I don't really want to like interrupt my day to watch 20 minutes of politics
I
because
watch
it's
lots of political
going to
videos
be
actually.
just I can't stand like the only person who makes political videos that I regularly watch is Razorfist and it's only because they are entertaining in themselves because he, you know, talks really fast and says lots of funny shit. Like most of the political channels they tend to like try to talk really slow because they're like it's like they really think what they're saying is important and like they want to take it seriously and I'm just like I can't vibe with people taking themselves seriously like which is also why I don't watch like a lot of analysis videos cuz like I used to watch tons of analysis videos just cuz I loved analysis but like when they take themselves too seriously it's just like groan worthy because like I could come to most of these conclusions myself and listening to someone like try to present it as though it's like wow it's just like I don't fucking care dude like make it funny or entertaining or else I just don't give a shit.
All right, I made it through.
May, do you have any channels you used to watch religiously but now you don't give a shit? Jeffree Star, yeah, I figured you were gonna say that. Do you have any particular reason why? Is it just that like you don't have time for it, or that you don't do makeup that much?
I realize that it's overpriced makeup. And it's also a drama whore.
Yeah, I mean you say overpriced, but at the same time you did make the argument that it was like the only good makeup, like it's all vegan shit or whatever, and like farm raised, protein rich.
No, it's organic.
It's organic. Did you still listen to the Dick Show? I fell like 12 episodes behind on the Dick Show, and we were catching up on it while on the we took a drive up to Rochester over this past weekend for May's mom's birthday, and like I still like the show, but like it's just kind of not necessarily worth the time investment. Because like I at this point, after the whole Lil suit has kind of come and gone, like I don't really care hearing about Maddox drama anymore because it's all the same. Like, you know, it's just gonna be fallout from the Lil suit forever, and like the entertainment value of that I feel has passed at this point. Like we've had the big come, and it's like. I do kind of like that he's starting like new shit. I don't know. I have to catch up because it seems like from what I've heard about the new episodes, like he's kind of starting different forms of drama and stuff, and like he's starting like a podcast network competition. But the shows just go on for so fucking long. They're all like 2 hours and 45 minutes now, and like. Beyond the first 45 minutes, it's always a mixed bag. You don't know what you're going to get, and sometimes it's just like, I don't want to hear the fucking people who he has on, or like, you know, hear the latest updates on the minutia of fucking lawsuit drama. But, the chess game was horrible? No, it was not. What are you talking about? He's talking about the original chess game. He said, I'm a chess player, so I spent an hour autistically analyzing the chess game. Well, I wouldn't know. But this guy says that because the moves in the game were never mentioned in the light novel, the anime staff would have freeballed it, so it's really on them. I mean, that doesn't excuse it necessarily. You know, if he's talking about the anime, it could be considered a problem with the anime. It's unfortunate they didn't put more effort into it. Dynex Jack says, I just realized that I Am Games is the sequel to DigiCurious.
Pretty much.
I mean, I guess that the product of the DigiCurious impregnation is the games. Like, we gave birth to games. And
Yeah.
now we are our own child. Games.
Yeah.
And it's
Seems
both of us.
seems on point. I gotta find like all these
Crisis,
bandit
did you ever
armor.
finish Dark Souls, Digi? I'd love to see you analyze my favorite game of all time. I made a video about Dark Souls. Damn it, Bloodborne versus Dark Souls, the player character. Other than that, I mean, I don't see much need to analyze it since literally there's like 100 fucking analysis videos about it that already say all the important points. But, yeah, I beat Dark Souls. I beat all of them in February 2016. I beat all the Souls games. It was like leading up to the release of Dark Souls 3, I beat all the other games. Except for 2, because 2 is a garbage fire. Tom doesn't like Souls games.
Yeah, they're pretty gay.
Have played No More Heroes or Lollipop Chainsaw. We could do that. That would be fun. I'd love to do a video on No More Heroes.
That'd be pretty dope. I've never played it, so.
Oh, dude. You'll have that unique mixture of absolutely loving it while being super frustrated with the fact that it's a fucking Wii game.
Yeah, I was trying to play, what's it fucking called? Oh, God. It was like a Wii game that it was like a similar thing. Mad World.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Had the exact same frustration. Like, this would be sick if I had an actual controller and wasn't like wiggling like a plastic dick around in my hand.
Yeah, that's a platinum game.
I know. That's why I was really excited for it. I found it for $1.99. And then I was like, oh, it's worth about $1.99. Shit.
Any more Game Boy Advance games like to analysis? Holy shit, I literally forgot I had a whole show about GBA analysis.
Whoa. GBA is like one of my favorite consoles.
I only ever did 2 videos and they were super experimental and I intended to do more and I completely forgot about that.
We should do GBA shit.
Dude, because I did very briefly a series on After Dark called Handfuls of Zen, and instead of putting the titles of the name in the video title, I put their 4 number code.
Whoa.
So like it was like Handfuls of Zen 5826 or something like that, and then
That's
like
dope.
the thumbnail would be what the game is, and like because they were super experimental videos, they were like unscripted. And it was just me, like, I would make a bunch of notes about the game while playing it, and I just kind of played it until I didn't feel like it anymore. So, like, I beat, the first one was on the Hamtaro game, the second one was on, fucking Sword of Mana, which I only played, like, 5 hours of and gave up on. But, like, I would just take a bunch of notes and then just kind of ramble about the notes, but, like, it wasn't even clear if I was, like, necessarily talking about the game. It was kind of like the S4 Diaries, like, tonally, but, I was super into that series, because I have, like, a strong affinity for the Game Boy Advance.
I do too. I played the fuck out of that thing. To this day, I still love it.
2016 had Dark Souls 3, Doom, and The Witness, which are some of my favorite games of all time. I haven't played The Witness, but Dark Souls 3 and Doom made 2016 like the greatest year in gaming history for me. Like
The greatest year in gaming history is going to be 2019 because we have Doom Eternal and Devil May Cry 5.
oh fuck, that sounds like a good time.
Dude, the new gameplay trailer for Devil May Cry 5 was like fucking great. Alright, I need to equip this bandit outfit, I guess. I don't know if I need a helmet as well. I assume I probably would.
How did I feel about the latest Matthew Matosis series? It was good. The Zachtronics games. That's like one of my favorite things about Matthew Matosis is that he will talk about like he's one of the only reviewers who I think actually has the cognitive capacity to even analyze like super advanced games. Like I honestly believe like the reason that I have always been so hesitant to like get into games discussion is like the kind of games I like are very simple minded and like I like them for more like cathartic or like aesthetic reasons, and so that's why I'm like kind of teaming up to do like more in-depth analysis of games with people who are capable of exploring them in a little bit more depth. But like Matthew Matosis is capable of playing games that I literally think most critics would be too fucking stupid to complete. You know? Like, I can't see fucking Angry Joe beating a Zachtronics game or something. Like, and then to be able to, like, analyze, like, why one is better than the other, like, you'd have to have such a deep understanding of what the games are even capable of to do that. That I feel like Matthew Matosis is the only one who could have made that series. He's a BAMF, is basically what I'm saying.
Dude, I'm getting my ass kicked.
He also likes me, so...
Everyone is hitting super hard in this game right now. And, like, I just die.
Have I ever seen any explanation point videos? Yeah, I've seen a few. He makes pretty decent videos, but, like, he's just kind of such an anime noob that it's hard for me to get much value out of him. Like, the guy has seen, like, 15 shows, it seems like. So, like, I don't... His videos are entertaining, but they're not going to really tell me anything I couldn't have already known.
Dude, I can just eat a chick. Straight up, like, alive.
And yeah, I was in one of his videos. I did a bit where I spoke French. Thoughts on Year of the Snitch? I haven't had as much time with it as I would like to make a definitive judgment about it, but it is dope. I definitely like it. I just haven't... I haven't determined if I like the whole thing or if I just like half of it, because like half the songs I had heard beforehand and have gotten used to, and the other half I haven't, so I don't know how I feel about them yet. So, Pimple Pete. Someone said something about Pimple Pete. Since Tom seems to be wiser and knowledgeable about this kind of stuff, what are a few domains young people should sink their time into present day?
Domains?
I don't know what he means by domains.
Like, areas of skill?
I assume so.
Programming?
Coding.
Programming's really big. I'm starting with Python, and I'm using the Godot game engine, which is basically GD script is basically Python. But the problem with GD script right now is that there's no resources. So I might be switching to Unity and C#, even though it's a much harder language. But if you want to learn Python, Ben actually recommended me a series called Learn to Automate the Boring Stuff with Python. It talks to you like you're a retard, which you probably are if you're watching us. So that'll help you get on programming. Learn about computers in general, because they're only going to get more prevalent as time goes on.
Yeah. Learn how to code in 3D.
3D code, yeah. Become Shin Gojira.
Exactly.
But
New type revolution.
Exactly. Other than that, I mean, coding's super important. Physical fitness is also good. Your brain's only as good as your body is, so get healthy.
Yeah. Fucking learn a martial art.
Yeah, just do something physically active. Like, I'm going to the gym now and I feel way better. Definitely worth doing.
I need to get back in the gym. We've fallen off the wagon the last few days because we took a trip out of town.
It's all good.
Ryuko, Satsuki, or Mako? I'd have to go, like... I mean, if you're asking, like, who's the hottest, I'd go Ryuko. But if you're asking who's my favorite, probably Mako out of those three.
I would... I think I'd just go with Mako in general. I like Mako.
Mako's great.
Mako in her Goku suit was fucking choice as fuck. Alright. I'm like doing a lot of grinding after this or something. Because, man, I could have used that 45 minutes of experience I lost.
Mm-hmm.
God fucking damn it.
You ever going to continue the Akiyuki Shinbo video series? I hope so. But you see, I operate on a very different scale of time from most people. Because I feel like people hear me say, I'm going to make this video series. And they're like, cool, I can expect that in the next month or year. And I'm like, no, all I meant is that in my lifetime I will do this. That's the way I look at it. I literally have videos that I've put out that were like ideas I had like actually 10 years ago. Like stuff that was like a draft on my old anime blog in like 2008 becomes a video in like 2017, you know? Like,
That's just silly, Conrad.
well,
Alright, what the fuck? I want to talk at the store.
ever played Golden Sun on GBA? Yeah, it was like my first GBA game, dude, and the first RPG I ever played actually to completion. You ever played Golden Sun?
I played Golden Sun 1 and 2, and they're both dope as shit.
I really like. I was super into the first game, and it was mega influential to me at the time because like when I first decided to become a writer, the first thing I ever tried to write was a book called